Now listen and repeat.
I went by bus 1 hour to work.
I see. Thank you. Sorry. Isn't that sort of thing? Oh, thanks. Well, I don't think
Yes.
What about it? About don't get any work. Are you verbal? How far?
Oh, yes, of course. Another 50.
Bath Road.
can flow. Do you remember little clothes, pyramids, and then
your journey to work every day? My first question is, I see.
Welcome, everybody. So, here we are. Whoops. Where's this fucking thing? Here we go. Oh. Okay, so... fucking hell. God damn it. We got this. Yeah. Alright. So... Okay, nice. Right, so this is Reason by Sescomal. It's the first release in the series that I'm organizing on Meal Plateau / Force Inc. Which yeah, you can, if you're following me on Facebook, then you'll see all the posts. God damn this stupid thing. Okay, here we go. Then you'll see all the posts about it. So this is the pre-release on Bandcamp. You can get it now for the next week in advance on Bandcamp. And then after that, it'll be in about a week, like next weekend, I think it'll be on all the streaming platforms and Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. Yeah, so cool. And let me just put this in the chat. And we'll put his Instagram in the chat as well, because it's fucking awesome if you haven't seen him on Instagram. Okay, and then let's load up the tracks. So we got Jim, Brocco, ooh, new ZZY, new one from Amaranth. All right, I think it's gonna be a good. Ooh, I think this is a new person. Romanowicz. Oh, okay, so. Oh, hold up. I guess Romanowicz, you're pretty close to the front anyway, so I'll just leave you there. Paperworks is a patron, so let's listen to Paperworks first. Yeah, cool. Okay, great. Let us begin. Oh, wait, I saw another. No, okay. Okay. Oh, okay, cool, nice. Nice to see you in there. Uder? Sorry, I hope I'm not saying your name too wrong. Okay, Paperworks. Sick. That was really nice. Yeah, I kind of feel like so I don't know if anybody else feels this, but I felt like there's maybe could be a little bit more bass, or that the bass could be a bit thicker or something. Especially in these sections, like, although I don't know. Yeah, maybe just the balance is like a little bit shifted towards the high end, and I'm sort of used to hearing it a little bit tilted the other way. But yeah, and like what Jesse said, I thought was really like, yeah, it's a really good point of like using a filter to just like pull out all the bass for certain moments and then just like bring it all back gives you this really great feeling, like, and Jesse described it as like sort of jumping out of water and then landing back in, and I feel like that's a really nice explanation of it, and yeah, it really works. There's a little bit of, I don't know if this was on my end, but a little bit of this distortion to me feels like a little bit like digital sounding, like a little bit too digital sounding. I think if you used maybe a slightly different type of distortion there or something, it would still give you that effect of like having it a little bit crispy, but yeah, in a slightly different way, I guess. What was I going to say? Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, that might be something to experiment with a little bit. What else was I going to say? Yeah, Brocco mentioned something about the continuity. I think generally the continuity was really good. I mean, it could, I guess it could, but I do like the way that it progresses and stuff. Like you could sort of yeah, I don't know what, maybe just a little bit of more like teasing of this section. No, okay, sorry. No, I take back what I said. I think one thing that you could do in here, maybe it would be nice to have a couple more moments where the ambience goes away for a second, to kind of have bits where you like, it's a way of putting the whole focus on the sound design, like drum fuckery stuff, and I think like kind of zooming out and then zooming into just the drum stuff, dropping everything else, and then having some weird like sort of thing, and then going back with the ambience and everything. It'll have a similar effect to that thing that Jesse was describing with the filter. But yeah, in general, I really like the song. I'm gonna download it. Yeah. Oh, I gotta log in. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Okay, yeah, I think that was great. Is this Paperworks? Is this one? Is it done, or you're still working on it? It feels pretty done. Basically, I meant like longer beat sections since they were so good. Yeah, I could go for a bit more beat sections in here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ben, is Glork here? Be Spider-Man. Fuck. Spider-Man. Sorry, let me just ban this person. Okay. Yeah, cool. Nice work, Paperworks. I think it's sounding really great. I'm really curious to hear where you go with it. So please feel free to send it again once if you work on it some more. Okay, Ordity. Ooh, here we go. You know what? This just made me think of. I really like the track. I think it's like, yeah, it's obviously it's awesome. But you know what I think would fit in here really well? Some of those like. Sometimes like Rob Clouth, or I can't remember if he does this. He does it more as Vatex, but he has these big like kind of big suctiony kind of sounds, and I think that would fit super well in here. I'm not really sure how he does that exactly, but I mean, my first guess would be like, yeah, throw it. I mean, as usual, my advice is like to throw it into Scratchy and get some like you could get. I wonder what the best way to do it would be. I guess, yeah, just take one of the reverb tail bits and then sweep through that pretty slowly. And then when you get to the drummy parts, just like speed it up really quickly. So it goes like, and then you'll have this kind of cool like crumpling effect as it sloshes into the big hits. And I think like using that tastefully in a couple of those, and then I sort of like, the reason I thought of this is I really heard it in my head as like the peak of this last bit, as like this last big build up of like this noise kind of building up and then kind of crushing up. I think that would be really fucking cool. But yeah, obviously that's like a personal taste thing. I think the track really works. And specifically this section is, I feel like this section is really critical to me. Like the whole track works on its own, and then the palette starts to be a little bit grating, and then once you get here, it all sort of like resolves itself. It's like this really nice example of like resolving the inherent tension of listening to something that's really distorted and fucked up, and the way that you've resolved that, I think, is really nice. Like, yeah, the especially this little guitar thing that comes in. It's just, yeah, it's really beautiful. Is the original vocal like that distorted and heated, or because I think that would be kind of a nice thing, is that like so you have this like distorted through this little box sounding vocal, and then right as you get here, like switching into like a really pure and clean. Oh, it's very auto-tuned. Okay. But yeah, that would be kind of interesting to like switch into like a very clean, pure kind of version of it, or even like denoise it so you get that like spectrally kind of like all the different bands just like heating up super high. That might be a nice way to transition into this section. I'm sort of doing the like reverse build of like pulling it all away before you smash them in the face with it. But yeah, I mean, those are all just like thoughts that came to my mind when listening to it. I don't think it needs any of that. I really feel like it's really beautiful the way you've done it. Oh, actually, the other thing that kind of just popped into my head that you might want to try is harmonizing the vocals in certain parts. I think you could get some really nice sounds out of trying to make vocal harmonies. I'm not sure how well it'll work with like super auto-tuned stuff, but it could be, yes, a fun thing to try. Or you could try like auto-tuning them again to like a different scale or something. That could be interesting. Fuck, I really want to do one for this, for the remix thing. Okay, cool. Nice. That was awesome. Okay, Romanowicz. Back in the cut. I love working with vocals because you can do some really basic super. Yeah, for sure, yeah. Oh yeah, and Ordity, you posted your SoundCloud, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, sweet. Yeah, wicked track. Nice work. That was cool. That was really cool. Interesting. Yeah, you guys all know about that thing that you can do with Audacity where you just import any file as audio and you can get some really crazy sounds. X1L3 shard. Cool. Yeah, so I kind of one thing that one thing that stands out to me is like one of those recognizable elements that already mentioned is that like ding ding like that thing stands out as a recognizable element. And then the place that I thought you guys were going with where I thought you were going with this part was I thought you were going to build it up to be like one big kind of like old school rave synth with like a shitload of reverb. And like because you're using distortion to kind of crank up the tension in a lot of the track, one of the I would actually kind of recommend maybe going the opposite way with this section and pulling away the distortion and making it sound like this fucking huge rave lead in like a giant factory or something, and then going back to the distorted stuff, because like having that tension is what's going to really make the distorted stuff hit harder, you know. Reverb first. Yeah, I think that going into like a slightly cleaner land for a second, just to. Also, I kind of sometimes feel about that that sort of stuff in terms of like flexing, you know, like you want to, so like it gives this, it's a funny idea if you think about it, if you're thinking about it in this like flexing way, but the way that it generally sounds when you do that is it just gives your listener this kind of subtle idea. In my opinion, it gives your listener this subtle idea of like, oh shit, this guy really knows what he's doing, or this person really knows what they're doing, you know. So I sometimes I like to do those kind of things where it's like, okay, so here you're doing all this distortion stuff, right? So then your flex, and the sound design is really crazy and interesting and stuff, and then your flex would be like pull it back to this really clean but like huge distorted rave lead in a huge, really beautiful reverb type thing, like pull out all the stops and get super, super nice about it. And then all of that goes away and then back to the distortion to like pummel people in the face again. Yeah, I agree. It was a really nice experience. The actual idea behind the track is to get you nervous and sort of lost. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, just a thought. Again, you know, I'm not the boss of you. Yeah, I really like that, and especially like it was cool because it's like it feels really alienating here, and then when you give us the dong dong sort of sound, it gives us something to latch onto, so we can't. It's like you're forcing us to hold on instead of letting us like push it away in our brain, because the first bit's so alienating that I feel like at that spot, if there wasn't anything to grab onto, I would have just maybe been like, okay, fuck it, like I can't take it. But then you give us the little bong, bong, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm still in this, and it's fucking me up. Yeah. An idea that you could do if you want to fuck around much more with it is make the last section just 4/4, some crazy breakcore stuff that goes. Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it as is too. I think it works as it is now. So no need to fuck with it more if you don't feel like it. But yeah, just some thoughts. So wait, so does everybody know about the reading files as I'm just gonna do a really quick demo because I haven't done it in a while. I think I have Audacity. Yeah. So let's turn down the volume just in case. Okay, that we don't care about. Import raw data. I think this is how you do it. And then you go to your internal shit. Program files. Sure. I'll install. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look that interesting. Okay, that one was okay. But you can get really nice sounds this way. I'm assuming that most of you guys know about this, though. Yeah. This one might be nice. Yeah, it's all about those little moments. Yeah. Yeah, careful not to fuck up your speakers. The other thing I really like about doing this is like when you zoom in. How the fuck do you zoom in here again? Zoom. When you zoom in, you see all this nice, like the way that the wave shape ends up is really interesting to me. So yeah, you have all these nice little moments with like crazy DC offset or these really weird shaped waves and stuff. I was playing around with this other idea recently. Let me just pull it up for a sec. Of doing a wave shaper in Reactor, and file open recent wave shaper. So yeah, so here you can, I mean, this is just really basic, but like, so if you wanted sine distortion, or if you want tan distortion, oops, you know, I could just leave that on. But you can also draw in your own distortion. Oops, you got to turn that off. And then you can just draw in your own wave shaping function, and you can get some interesting sounds from that. Hold on, let me just put that back in there. And let's just hear a regular drum loop through it. Oops. Actually, this one's quite nice, so we'll use that. So. Anyways, yeah, so just some kind of interesting options for yeah, I don't know, a wave, what is this fucking called? Wave shaping distortion is really fun and interesting. Anyway, so, okay, cool. Back to the program. Cool. Armada. Ooh.
I want you to go back in your mind to the moment when you first recall this sensation of memory loss. Picture it exactly as it occurred. He's lying on the hospital bed, sedated. I'm walking up to him. How do you feel at this moment as you lean over him to take the specimen? I feel someone else. There's someone else who's there. Not alone. Get out.
Yeah, that was. Let's listen to that again. Actually, I really like that.
I want you to go back in your mind to the moment when you first recall this sensation of memory loss. Picture it exactly as it occurred. He's lying on the hospital bed, sedated. I'm walking up to him. How do you feel at this moment as you lean over him to take the specimen? I feel someone else. There's someone else who's there. Not alone. Get out. Get out of my mind.
So yeah, I don't know if you. I think you have to. Like, I don't think you have to glitch out the vocals too much. But if you want to, usually my favorite approaches for glitching out vocals are like, I guess. Hold on, let me just record myself talking a little bit, and then we'll fuck with it. The thing in your mind. Okay, so the thing in your mind. So there's like a bunch of like, okay, so here's a couple things to play with. One is stretch them out and do some grain size shit or whatever. So that's always nice. And then with a little bit of this, you can get some whatever. And then the other thing that's sometimes interesting is if you then consolidate and squish it back down. The thing in your mind. That's always fun. Reverse reverb is always fun also. So you could take like something like this, and then I think we've done this before on the stream. And you can do anything you want in the reverse area place. So here we have like the thing in your mind. Right? And we could have some corpus or something. The thing in your mind. Or maybe the thing in your mind. Okay, and then let's just do a little bit of reverb just for old time's sake. I'm gonna put this at the beginning. The thing in your mind. Okay, and then if we freeze this, and actually we don't even have to flatten, we can just put it here, consolidate. And then reverse. Oh fuck! I fucked it up. Hold on. Unfreeze. There we go. Freeze. Take that. Consolidate that. And reverse that. Then you get this nice.
Sing in your mind.
So that's always nice. And then, you know, you can kind of keep iterating through that. Another one would just be to just put it through auto-tune. You can get some nice, really strange sounds from auto-tune that I quite enjoy.
Sing in your mind.
Yeah, and then especially like I do a lot of like just taking the same thing and playing it an octave below, and then just fuck up the octave below version. And the other way I'd like to think about it is like, so say you super expand one of them, and then you can just really fuck with it and you could even layer the original in there, or this is the fucked up one. So yeah, you can get stuff like that way. Yeah, those are sort of my favorites for fucking up vocals. And then the thing that's always nice is like every once in a while just put in a little one of these bad boys. And then get really tight and go zzz. And then you get like those kind of things are always nice. Ooh, that's a nice one, Ordity. Yeah, I love that. That's a really nice idea. I like that a lot. Yeah, those would be my kind of main go-to ones, I think. And then sometimes you can get something nice from the vocoder.
In your mind. In your mind. The song in your mind. The sing in your mind.
Hold on.
The sing in your mind. The sing in your mind.
Blibbity blibbity blow. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that's that'll do it. Well, that about does it for that. Yeah, but the other stuff is really nice. Super nice detailing on all the drum stuff, and just the track in general has a nice vibe, nice cohesion. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quickly, so let's play the last track, and I'll probably end up interrupting it when I come back, but I'll be back in a second. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna listen to this Eskimo thing again. Snare police has arrived. Okay, cool. So, oh yeah, let's take a little break to talk about this. Spam it in the chat. Everybody go buy it. It's 12 years. Wow, that's actually kind of a lot. But it's really good. It's worth the 12 euros. So go get it. Okay. Let me read you a little bit of the text. Okay, so hyperglitch is an emerging genre that is informed by glitch, IDM, and experimental music that came before it, but is distinct from them. It uses new techniques, explores new concepts, and has a new aesthetic. Hyper in this sense doesn't mean more or faster or louder. It's meant in the hypertext way, as in deeper and more interconnected. Hyperglitch is the evolution of glitch. It's what happens when a generation of artists grow up surrounded by glitch, entrenched in the digital world. Their fluency and usage/exploitation of glitch has deeper roots and is more natural and nuanced than someone born outside of this environment. My hope is that by helping to define the genre through this series, it will help other artists within the subgenre to find each other and help us all develop our work and leave the past behind, or at least the parts that are holding us back. I also hope that by casting a wide net, it will dissuade others from creating a formula for the genre and freezing it in time, although I'm sure some of that is inevitable. I also want to stress that hyperglitch is new. Some of the ideas have been circulating for years, some even as far back as the early 2000s, but their current formulation and combinations employed by these artists are something I have never heard before, even though I have been imagining the emergence of something similar for a long time. I hope this series will illuminate the thread that I think connects these artists and will hopefully inspire other artists to join in and create their own hyperglitch music. The first album in this series is Reason by Seskimo. It is an incredibly cinematic album that intercuts dissociative ambiences with harsh, fast, and hyper-detailed percussive sections. Seskimo's understanding of rhythm and percussion seems to have moved past the need for any groove or pulse, but instead of using the palettes of electroacoustic music or breakcore, he mangles the two with new and more refined techniques. Similar to the raw expressions of noise music or blast beats, but reinventing them through the drum programming of breakcore with modern sound design. The result is what I imagine it would be like to wake up in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. An eerie calm, and then the blast of music from an aggressive and violent time before the collapse bombarding you from a radio passing through stations, or the blasting stereo system of a renegade gang vehicle passing you. The album oscillates through feelings of desperate anger and the disabling apathy of a particularly strong depression. By passing through it with Eskimo, we know we aren't alone. Ooh. So, yeah. Okay. Now we have Sovi. Get ready. Yeah. Go get the album. Okay. We'll listen to more of it after. Cool. It's really pretty. I want to hear this part again. Okay, so I know this is finished already, but I think for next time, one of the things that I would watch out for is you have the pattern of like, and I think like I was thinking about this the other day in a lesson actually, is that I feel like one of the things I think is helpful for this kind of stuff is trying to look out for any patterns that you see emerging in what you're doing, and then trying to break out of those patterns at least once in a while, right? So if you go then maybe on the fourth time you do something else, like you know, like to just mix it up a little bit. Because I think like the pattern itself is quite short, so there's kind of like the pattern itself is quite short, so there's like just a few repetitions of it, it gets a little bit it just could use some variation, I guess. But yeah, the sound design is really cool, and I really like the there's a nice flow to it. It's really pretty, like the chords and stuff are great. So many like nice little details. I sort of wish that it was mastered a bit louder. Well, it's really nice though. Cool. Thank you, Sylvie. Amaranth. Okay. Is Amaranth here? That's really sweet. And it's a really interesting concept for a track too, I think. So one thing that I would suggest is having a couple more little moments with where you change the palette of the sounds completely. So like the palette currently is like quite like in noise versus tonal. It's like quite noisy except for the brrr thing. And so I think a couple other like pure tones or some glassy sort of FM stuff, or some what else could you get in there? You could just try like sequencing a couple maybe something melodic, but what I really like this structure of like not having a melody over top of it. I think it's really cool and elegant and interesting. So I would recommend, if you do something with tones, I would suggest something really staccato and short and like that's my imitation of what it should sound like. You know what? Maybe just let me record my voice doing it, and then you can just replace that in there. Yeah. So the way that I would go about doing that is just in your project, just grab some sort of sample library that has a bunch of like individual notes. Yeah, and just start like plopping them in there. I was gonna demonstrate, but it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, run that through. Oh, that is a great idea. Actually, let's try let's try running that through let's try running that through the what's that shit called again? External in. Hold up. Probably enough. All right. I think we have to export it for it to be allowed in there. So let me do that really quick. Surrender MP3 to my downloads. I don't know how to spell this. And then let's grab the thing. Sorry, I'll try to do this quick, but I think it could be an interesting method. I'm working on a better way of doing this. I'm not super satisfied yet with the way that this is set up. But yeah, so load that as your target, and then let's grab some what should we use as the source? Okay, let's use that one. And I want some more blippity bloopity. Yeah, okay, let's try this. So then, yeah, my thought would be sort of like to have it mostly on dry. Oh, whoops. I don't have a true dry wet. Have to brighten it up, I guess. Let's try. It's not working super well. Anyways, maybe worth a try. Yeah, I agree with you, Glork. I think that would be really cool if it was like something that you could crossfade between. I'm gonna try and like work on this more and release it. Yeah, I just need to find some time for that. But yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's kind of the I'm gonna try and maybe make two. Like one would be an effect thing, and then the other one would be. Although I'm not sure how well you can do it straight up as an effect, but I can try. Yeah, we could try and set it up as like an effect, and then if not, then yeah, I'm gonna make like one generator one where you sort of move around in the in the pad, and you can be like that sort of thing. So yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah. Yeah, actually, you already kind of have some of those moments, those like sort of things like that. I think just like refining them more and like trying to find different textures for those moments. But yeah, it's really fucking nice. Oh yeah, I also found this other method of so you know, I did that video a while ago where you set this to none and then you like scrub like this. So I found that if you want it to be quantized, you can actually just set it to 16th notes and then it's kind of nice because then you get like 16th note ones and they should be tied to the grid, so that could be fun. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, wicked. I'm looking forward to see what you end up doing with this because it is really fucking sweet. I like all the fucking around with the sounds. Yeah, you just want to record in so you would go like this. You would set up this one, for example, to be from the master, and then we would hit record on that one. Yeah, and then oops, fucking goddamn it. And then we have that recorded here. You could do a lot of stuff that way, of like leveraging the two views against each other. Versus the ultimate versus match. Okay, ZZY. Yeah, that was really cool. I really like the way that the rhythm like comes together and then falls apart at the ends of this section. It's really cool, like a really nice. I don't even know how you fucking did that, but it's really cool. The one thing I would say that I'm not a super huge fan of is there's some of those like wow, wow, wow kind of synths in there, and I don't know why those always like. I don't know. I don't really like them. Where are they? That one's okay. That. Yeah. Those guys, they just sound a little bit like they could be refined a bit more to sound a little bit more like I don't know. There's just something about like like pretty high resonance, like low pass, wow, wow, that it just doesn't. I don't know, or band pass or whatever. Yeah, I really agree with that, Brago. ZZY, you have a really nice, like futuristic sort of feel to your stuff. It really feels like cyberpunk or something. It's cool. But even this section, I think like you could go more gestural with it, like just for fun. Let's just record some of that in here and fuck with it in what's it called? Scratchy. Okay, so and then scratchy, or I guess you could do it in whatever, but this one's free, so that's why I talk about this one. Maybe you need a shorter section, actually. Let's just take just this first little bit. I don't think that would work for this track. You know what might be a nice mod to this is if I made a thing where, like, depending on how fast it's going, it low passes the... Or you could add a filter that would follow, like, the speed. That might be nice. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, everybody, you can always send tracks, even like usually right up to the very end. I'll like say something if it's too late, but otherwise just send it, and then worst case scenario we don't get to it, and you just send it next time. But yeah. The other way of doing that just quickly is like with granular thing. Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Just yeah, those little sounds I think really take away from it. The like wow wow wow, really take away from the vibe that you're building. In my opinion, it like it's the only thing that stands out to me as like being like not really fitting or something. Yeah. Other than that, super cool, super cool. Abroxis. Here we go. Track 3, the official track 3. Okay, I really like that. One thing that I wanted to point out, and I don't know if that's something for this track or for other tracks you're working on, but I really am realizing how often you do this boom, clah, boom, clah, and like quite regular. And I think something that would, in that case, like I'm not saying you don't do it in this track because it fits quite well in this track, but I'd say like if you find yourself doing something a lot like that, what I would say is try to push yourself out of that. And so whether that means like taking out some of the kicks or adding some more or something, or just trying to fuck with that a little bit. I know that you like doing that because you have so much room for the cool sound design stuff, but I think filling in some of those moments with like quicker drum stuff could be a really good exercise, and pushing yourself to sort of find a balance where you have like quick and slow. I know, again, this is probably not the right feedback for this track, but I'm just mean in general from the songs that you've been sending me. Although I haven't listened to track 1 and 2 yet, I don't think so. I'll have to go do that. But it would take this track in a different direction, I think, if there was more beats in between or speedier or whatever, something different. And I really like the feeling of this track. I have a couple of these now where you feel like really frozen in time in your tracks. It's like this really interesting feeling because with these really intense sounds and then the really slow movement of like the synths and stuff, I feel like you get this really cool feeling of like you're like sitting on the edge of your chair. It has this really nice thing to it where it makes you feel really like snare police. Fucking snare police. Fuck the snare police coming straight from the underground. Okay. But yeah, I think the track is really cool though. And I quite like there's like a really weird EQ phase thing happening here. It's really strange, but it's really cool. I like that quite a lot. Yeah, like just already it makes you really pause and listen and like not want to change anything or anything. Cool. But yeah, anyway, so nice. That was awesome. Ooh, Jim's back. Jim's back in action. Is everybody ready? Yeah, wicked track, Rocco. Looking forward to hearing the other ones.
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. That was really nice. Yeah. I'm gonna download it. Take that. Yeah, that was really that was really cool. I'm really excited about your music and you in general as a person. I value you, and I think that you are good. But sorry. The track is really cool. It kind of, one thing that kind of pops out at me is that I kind of wish that there was something, because for a big chunk of it, everything is sidechained, and I think it would be nice if there was one or two things that weren't sidechained. I think that would be cool. Oh yeah, we got to do that. Jim, we got to collab. We should do that. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's good. So that's fun. I don't have any, that one track was just really good. Okay, so before we get to these guys, these people, sorry, we are gonna listen to Reason by Seskimo again. I don't know if we're gonna listen to the whole thing, but let's listen to it because it's awesome. And send your tracks in for feedback, because I only have 3 of them so far. So, and feel free to send another one or whatever. We're gonna keep going until 6. It's kind of my official end time now. Well, official end time. I'm not gonna end. It's not a hard limit, but that's kind of the goal, is to go until 6. So, yeah, send in some more stuff. And in the meantime, enjoy this. I'm going to take a little break, just a tiny little break, and I'll come back soon and we'll do some more track review. Thank you, everybody.
Now listen and repeat.
I went by bus 1 hour to work.
I see. Thank you. Sorry. Isn't that sort of thing?
That usually takes about 20 minutes.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I don't know.
Get
What about it? I don't get any work. Are you verbal? How far?
Oh, yes, of course. Another 50 million.
Bath Road.
she was pricking Flo. Do you remember? Clothes, pills, and then
And welcome back. This is Woulg coming at you with your Saturday afternoon time for relax time on Saturdays. And now we're gonna go to Jesse with Banana Log. Who's ready? Is everybody ready? Ready? Who's ready? Please announce that you're ready. That's super pretty. That's really nice. And I can't help myself. I really want to hear how it sounds through Scratchy. Go up one. Thank you. Scratchy doesn't like this one. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Anyways, yeah, so cool. Yeah, gotta scratch that. Or honestly, pretty much any of the ones that I've put out will do cool stuff to this, I think. Just any of that, like, not using time. Can I do this? It works, okay. So, not, like, having linear time, I guess. This one's not as good. Yeah, that one's not as good. I guess some of these aren't out, but... Oh, did I use the same buffer name? I did. Oh. No? Okay, never mind. Fuck this one. Okay, anyways, you get the idea. Scratchy is the one for you. But yeah, it's really... I think you'll like it. Scratchy is free, actually, on woulg related. I should really move that over to Gumroad. Maybe it is on Gumroad, actually. Gumroad. No, I don't think it is. Yeah, I got it. Grain spec is better, though. You should get grain spec. But yeah, Scratchy's still over here. And I'm going to close this down soon, so get it while you can. It's here. I'll put the link. Have you been using GrainSpec, Jesse? But yeah, if you join Patreon, then you get grain spec for free, and you get access to the grain spec standalone, which isn't finished or out yet. Yeah, and some other stuff that I'm sort of working on. And like, if you join Patreon, you'll also get I'm gonna make this. Well, I'm gonna finish making this, and then I'm gonna make this available on Patreon as well. Basically, everything's available on Patreon before it comes out anywhere else, and there's definitely some things that are available on there that aren't available anywhere else. There's actually a nice there's one that I've been sort of working on also, which also isn't done. I think I put this in Patreon, and if not, then tell me and I will do it. But yeah, so basically it's this device that you put on your master, and then you set your sample folder, and then you can save. This part I put a lot of work into, which is kind of funny because it's like not really all that important, but you can just save your favorite folder locations, and then and you can change what the sample name is, and now it accepts spaces, I think. Yeah, it just converts the spaces to under things. And so basically you set a recording threshold, and anything over that threshold, it'll start recording a new file and record into that new file, and then when the audio drops below the threshold again, it will just save that as a file. So it's really good for like recording sample packs and stuff. So just as a little demo, we could do like, let's just call it demo. And then, do I have auto chopper samples over here? Yeah, I think it should go in here. So yeah, so if I go like this now, record, and then like, and then let's go back to this. So it'll have recorded 3 sounds, or 4 actually, I think, with that name in this folder, hopefully. Yeah, demo. So it's like a really, really fast way of making sample packs. The only thing that I'm still working on with it is that sometimes it'll chop off the beginning of your sound, and I need to fix that, and I'm not really sure how yet. And this is another thing that I just learned how to do recently with Macs, is like expand and contract the devices, so I'm going to be doing that more often. All my devices are going to expand and contract now. But yeah. So yeah, so look out for that on Patreon. And what else is coming soon to Patreon? Yeah, there's also this granular device. Oops. Hold on, before I do that, let me turn off this. Otherwise, I'll fill my sample folder with shit. Oh no, it's not this one. It's this. Or both of them actually are on Patreon. And so you can just grab a thing like this and or use this thing. And there's like fuckloads of envelopes. Oh, these are the standard envelopes. And then there's like all of these envelopes, so you can put envelopes on anything you want in there. And you can also load VSTs into the chain, like before the volume envelope. So you could just load any effect that you have in before the volume envelope. So, oh, and it's actually before the filters as well. So you can have any sort of weird shit, and then the filters and volume envelope will cut it off. So if you have, for example, let's try doing a reverb in there. Although I don't think I have any like light reverb that'll work here. This is a really experimental feature, so it's not guaranteed to work. This is the only reverb I have here. I'll try this though. Okay, so oh, maybe it's not letting me because it's a demo. Should do though. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything that's not a demo in here actually. I don't know why my filter stuff doesn't work, or fab filter. Let's try Ambio Orbit. Oops, that's not the right one. Please don't crash. Here we go. I don't think this is working, to be honest. Oh, here. Oh, right. It's fucking bypassed. I'm an idiot. Okay, let's put the reverb back on. There we go. And then when you let go, it's like immediately cut off. Yeah, anyway, so that's that. Okay, let's go back to track review. God damn it. That was really nice. I think one thing I would say is that in this section, it really borders on being a really understandable beat. And I think if you locked into a really understandable beat just for a couple bars, it would really be a nice contrast to everything else. And it would be a nice moment. And I think it would bring everything together in a nice way. Like you almost have it there. Is it in a weird time signature or something? Is it in a weird time signature? This part feels kind of weird to me. I mean, weird as in weird time signature. I see. Yeah, it might be cool to lock them to the. Oh, yo, you're back. Nice. Right. Yeah, it might be cool to like just for a moment to have it lock with some BPM and just do just kind of lock into that for really like 4 bars. I think is plenty, and then go back into what you were doing. But it's a really cool idea. I really like that idea of like totally off grid, just like syncing to the way that the thing is chopped in the first place. I think it makes a really good impression. Super cool. Yeah. Sweet. And then I also wanted to point out that I really, really like the ambiences. They're just so huge. They feel really good and big, giant ambience. Yeah, cool. Don't forget to put your SoundCloud. Did we get some new tracks? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so the next track is from Meowsome. Nice. I got one from Redman. Cool. Alchemy Remix. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I think this kick could be a little bit louder or something. Like I realize that you're using this particular kick to make it do this thing later. And it sounds really right there, but I think something about it sounds a bit weird here. So nice how the whole thing just like comes together at that moment. Oh, you made it quieter. Just interesting. I feel like it could be louder. How to unfold it. So, what I would suggest is, whenever you're kind of stuck with the track, what I find is really helpful is like just move down in your project to like an empty area, and then just kind of start from scratch, like make a totally different section. Just use all the same sounds or similar sounds. Start with the same sounds, I guess, and then expand it however you feel like. And then you can just leave that there, like over in the project, and then just make a transition. It's like a really easy way of figuring out what to do next in a track. Because it sort of opens it up to like you can do whatever you want as long as you sort of start with the same sounds. And then from there, like to make the transition work, you like can take some of the new sounds from the new section and like sprinkle them in here or something, and then just try to build a bunch of tension by like making the tonally like move up towards the dominant, or harmonically move towards the dominant or whatever, and then with the, you know, any sort of pitch bending up or making the sound more intense, speeding up the rhythm or whatever. Yeah, you can use that to get to basically anywhere. And as long as you as long as you sprinkle in some of the stuff from later into the earlier bit and some of the stuff from earlier into the later bit, then you get this really nice, like it'll feel like a solid transition. Yeah. Snigglare. Hi, lots. No, I like that kind of spam. That's funny. Yeah. The other thing you could do is playing with when do you reveal those cool sounds. You know, like you're already introducing them here. I guess you take them out here. Oh no, they're still there. Yeah, so maybe an idea would be like hold off on bringing those guys in until a bit later. You know, keep using. Definitely won't put you in producer jail. That is. I think that's generally how we do most of this stuff, is just reusing this, like resample and fuck with it, and then resample and fuck with it, and resample and fuck with it. And for sure, some like old-timey mixing engineer might cry about it, but we here on the bleeding edge don't give a shit about that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah. So I think that's that. I'm really stoked about the fact that you're doing a remix of Alchemy. I think that's really cool and exciting. One thing I would also suggest is like maybe if you put half as many snares, so like take them off once every other time or something, it'll actually feel faster, because the more you emphasize that half note kind of groove of like the snare coming on the 3, the halfway through the bar or wherever it's landing, the more you emphasize that, the more it's going to feel like halftime. But if you go really like once every 2 bars or something, there's one snare, then it doesn't track as much as like supposing it's like that. It's not like trying to imply a rhythm or it's not indicating a pulse. It's just a decorative thing. And then in that case, it'll feel like the thing delineating the pulse is the kicks, and then those kicks I think it'll feel faster. You can also play around with like, instead of putting the snare on the 3, which I think it is here. Yeah. So I would try playing around with putting it on the 2 or the 4. But not every single one, but just every other one or every other one. And then that'll, yeah. Sorry, I don't remember how to pronounce your name. Chateau? Chateau? Schwato? I can't remember. But yeah, if you are having trouble getting into it, did you watch some tutorials and stuff? Did you listen to the way that some of the other people do it and stuff? You're in the glitch.cool Discord now, right? Oh, well, what else can you do? There's tons of stuff on, because a bunch of us have YouTube channels. Schwado, right? Yeah, Schwado. Yeah, so there's like my YouTube channel, obviously, which I think I sent you last time. That maybe will help. Specifically, I think this one is a really, yeah. Okay, fuck off. All right, I know yeah, so this one specifically is like a really kind of a quick guide, I would say, to like getting some glitchy sounds. And then yeah, in here there's also, like on my channel, there's also the glitch.cool takeover, which is here, which I really recommend. And everybody who made a video for that glitch.cool takeover, I think everybody that made a video for that takeover thing has their own, almost all of them have their own channel where they put their own tutorials. So always check, in here they'll have the YouTube. So like this is Man from Soul's YouTube. There's let's check some of these other ones. I don't know if Sunk has a YouTube, but I have a feeling maybe he does. Maybe not, but there's lots of inspiration you can get from Sunk. And that kind of leads you back to the glitch.cool site, which might be another good resource for you. There's lots of info on here and stuff, and you could check that. Yeah, some of the people only have like Twitch or stuff. Like if you go to Glork, you probably have some archived videos on Twitch, don't you? Trying to think of who else. Jim definitely has some videos on YouTube. Let's bring that up. Oh, wait. I thought there was more videos on here. Maybe this is the wrong one. Jim Kimchi tutorial. Maybe not. Huh. Oh, look, there's a podcast with... Cool. So here's another video with Jim.
Then with some processing. Oh.
Yeah, Glork put a link to that one. You know what? We should make like a fucking link tree with all the resources for exactly this situation. Like when we have somebody new and we want to show them kind of all the stuff that helped us to kind of learn about this stuff. We should have like a big like link tree link and add to it. Actually, let me just kind of set that up right now quickly. Let's go here to my drive. And we'll make a new Google Doc, and we can all just fucking add to it whatever we want. So this is like list of glitch, sound design and composition tutorials, learning resources. And so yeah, so there we can, I'm just gonna start it off by putting this one and this one, Man from Soul's channel, And I'll put my channel in there. We should put like descriptions of what it is actually, and then maybe that'll make more sense. Oh yeah, so maybe I won't add that just yet, but in a general sense, yeah, what is this? Open. Sorry. It's fucking way easier to understand if you just go like this, you stupid fucking website. So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so let's make a list of them. List of YouTube channels. Tutorials. I mean, other resources. Yeah, so then share. Oops, sorry. Edit. So yeah, so just add stuff. Whoever wants to just add stuff to that list. I'll try to stay on that as well. But yeah, don't feel shy about adding stuff to this list. Just add your own shit, add whoever else's shit that you can think of. And yeah, great, perfect. Okay, cool. So that's that. Hopefully that helps. And also, Schwado, what you should check out is this release for some inspiration. Nice. Yeah, good idea. Let's bookmark it. But anyways, yeah, Meowment, or Meowlement. I really like this track, and I think it's a really cool start, and there's lots of potential here. I really like the blend of that thing with the other sounds, and yeah, I'm interested to see what you'll do for the next part or whatever. I think there's some mid-tempo. Wait, what's mid-tempo? Like 180 halftime type stuff, like 90 BPM sort of thing? Is that mid-tempo? Okay, anyways, I'll leave you guys to do that. And now a new song by Romanowicz. why you do that to me. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Sorry for pausing it. I have my headphones turned up really loud, and that hurt quite a lot. I really like this. So this is kind of there's something about this is really like it feels like really your style, and to me a big part of your style, as I see it from the outside, is like this really blend of like edgy kind of avant-garde sound design type stuff with this like, you know, lots of distortion and tense sound and stuff like that feels really like avant-garde and minimal, and then that blended with this like club music type vibe, like the I feel like that's such a nice example of it. There was another one where you had some Amen or something, but it was like the tempo of it was all fucked up and it was just like going all over the place. I love that track. And yeah, I really like the vocal samples that you use. It puts it in this really cool world where I sort of imagine like in the future there's like hover cars and everything, and there's like crazy pollution. It's like Blade Runner world. And then you're cruising down the street in like a crazy new car that's like kind of fucked up with like a crazy sound system, and this is like blasting out of the windows as you're like going through the like running a red light or something, and like smoking some new age brain virus drug or something. Like that's kind of what I that's kind of what I remember, or that's what I imagine. I haven't lived many lives. Yeah, I'm not a time traveler. I'm not a time traveler at all. So anyways, so that's what this makes me imagine, and I really like that. And if you have parts for a time machine, I'm gonna get rid of them for you so you can send them to me. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's really cool, and maybe leaning into that. Well, I don't want you to lean into it too much because I feel like the way that you do it is really your thing, and I would be worried about you kind of polluting that with too many outside ideas, because I really like the way that you do it. But yeah. Wait, since we're doing this with everything today, I'm gonna put this in Scratchy. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, I'm just gonna take this little bit and cut and crop. Fuck, crop. God damn you. Let's try it in here first. Fuck you. All right. Yeah, so that sounds kind of cool. I think it's worth a shot. Yeah, Shadow, I don't really know that much about music theory either. So, yeah, don't stress. It's not really the music theory doesn't really describe what we do that well. It like can explain some small parts of it, but it's not really doesn't really. I mean, I don't even know how would you explain this with music theory. Who wants to notate that? Yeah, but we're making our own music theory. Fuck the old music theory. Did anybody watch that video by Adam Neely called "Music Theory is Racist"? It's really good. It really made me want to like make our own music theory. I really like that, and it had all these nice examples of like different people coming up with their own music theory. So like, you know how jazz has its own music theory, and then there's like some Russian avant-garde people who made their own music theory and stuff. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking like the whole time. I was like, holy shit, we need to have a hyperglitch theory of music, or hyperglitch music theory or something. I think that would be really cool. And I've been thinking about it more and more, and I feel like there are lots of things that like could benefit from having some sort of way to analyze and talk about them that is in some way standardized. And I feel like it's sort of, I mean, I'm kind of trying to, in a roundabout way, do that when I talk about the tracks in track review. I feel like as we keep going and going, I'm starting to have like a more like, we're all kind of starting to have this more like regularized vocabulary of this, and we're like sort of building and expanding that vocabulary, and I think that's fucking awesome, and we should definitely keep doing that because it's really cool. And then maybe one day somebody will write it down, or one of us will write it down or something. But yeah, anyways, cool track, Romanowicz. I kind of feel like this kind of stuff, or with Scratchy or whatever, would be a nice touch for this. Actually, especially, I kind of want to try this. Yeah, I guess the reason I think that the non-time stretch might be better is because having a little bit more fluctuations in frequency or in pitch would be cool. Yeah, great idea for like a second part or something. Cool. Okay, now we have Ascend at long last. I think one thing I would suggest for this one is like try doing a section without any melodic stuff. I think that would be an interesting challenge. Like, take out all the melodic stuff and just try to make it still interesting with only like the drum sound designy shit and the bass. I think you could get a lot of cool stuff out of there because your sound design's really cool. And I think like having a little section to focus on that, and then and when you have a section to focus on that, you don't have to be so groove oriented with the beat. You can have places where it's just like these longer drum fills that cross over the bar line, and you know, you can really fuck around with where the, well, I would like kind of keep the snares semi consistent or like at least once every 2 bars, but then yeah, it gives you lots of room to just really play with the sound design, and I think that stuff's always super fun. Oh, hey, Vibrus. Nice to see you again. But yeah, I like this melodic thing, although it is on the happy side for me, but I always really like those, like, dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I like the way this comes together. Okay, so the other thing I would say is, so there's different ways of doing the balance between like mid-side or whatever, and I think in general, like what you want the listener to focus on, it helps to put that in the center, and then so I think like you could play with that a little bit, like here when it starts. The piano's a little bit hand to the left, and now it's a little bit on the right, in the middle, sort of. And maybe it would be nice to have like one centered layer of the piano, and then another one that's slightly different that's moving around or something. Or the opposite would be like to just get the piano out of the way and put it really on the sides, and then make your bass or something be really present in the mids. Still have some width to it or whatever, but that it's sort of more the focus. Otherwise, you can sort of play with that idea. It's hard to play with it effectively, in my opinion, but you can get some really nice results from sort of like and that's in the middle, and then you have the piano come in like or whatever, and then sorry, that's my beatboxing. But yeah, I think breaking up this rhythm would be really nice, even if you keep everything else the same, just breaking up that rhythm a little bit, so that because right now you have this sort of like hip hop feel, like or something like that, right? But if you gave it more space and played a little bit with slowing down and speeding up, so it was like something like that, I don't know, that giving it that space to fluctuate between slow and fast would be nice. I really wouldn't do it with the tempo. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply the tempo. I just meant the subdivisions, like speeding up and slowing it down by emphasizing smaller or bigger or smaller subdivisions. So that might be a nice way to go about that. And don't be shy to like leave out certain snares or land somewhere that's a bit weird, like end your fill phrase or something on the last quarter note of the bar before or something, and then do something to like get to your snare again. You have to sort of feel it out and see like what's going to work. And the nice thing about it is that like when you're producing, instead of playing the drums, you can really be precise about it. You can play it over and over until you get the fill right the way that you want it, and then just keep going and blah blah blah. So yeah, just being able to have that control over it is really nice. But yeah, the track is really cool. I like it. Congrats on the new PC. Yeah, it's short and scratchy. I think it's like, it's pretty full, so it might not perform that well, but let's give it a go. Yeah, we might even need a shorter section than that. Let's go like this. Let's try something really short. Maybe it'll be better. Crop. Let's turn it up a bit. It's quite nice. Oh wait, I've never done this with the knob. And I have my MIDI controller that I made. It's attached to a piece of cutting board. So I want to try this. Hold up. Hey. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. So I think that's worth a shot. Yeah, I don't have any MIDI, but I don't have any buttons on this thing. Like I don't have any mappable buttons. I just have, here, I'll show you. There's these guys, these are like capacitive touch points. And I just have them mapped to, I don't know if you can see the lights changing. Oh no, right, because it's not plugged in. But when you press these, it maps to different pages for these guys. So they're not actually like buttons, but maybe that's something to add. Because I do have some more capacitive touch places, so that could be worth having. It's just like a couple little beep, 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 momentary buttons, I guess. Yeah, anyway, so that's that. Cool. All right, and then the last one for today, thank you for sending that in. Please post to your SoundCloud. And the last one for today is Redman, which I'm not sure if Redman's here. Oh, he's not here, I don't think. Oh well, that's okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. This would be good in Scratchy. This I gotta do. That was cool. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't have an element that ties it together, but yeah, it's super interesting so far. I think it's going in a good direction. Do this again because that was really fun. Yeah, it feels like the sound design is solid. No surprise there. The melody thing is a bit weird, but other than that, I think it's really cool. Cool. Okay. Cool. Thank you everybody for joining me this week. Thank you everybody for sending tracks. Also, I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me that you guys all show up here and hang out with me every week. It's really fun. It's my favorite day of the week because of that, and I really like that. I really hope that you'll all consider shelling out the big bucks for Sescamo. It's an awesome part of our community, and I feel like it would be great to show them some financial love. But if not, it's going to be on streaming in pretty quick, in about a week now. So if that's the way that you prefer to consume music, then consume it that way. And if you want to support it in a different way, then please share the link around for his release. Tell your friends about it if you like it, and all that jazz. And yeah, see you again next week, hopefully. I don't know what I'm doing yet for the Thursday stream, but I think I'm gonna kind of continue this idea of Thursdays are starting at 5 p.m. Eastern time now. And they go 5 to 7. It's going to be 5 to 7, so a little bit shorter than usual. But I'm kind of open to the idea of every week I just sort of pick a subject and do a little bit of a how-to for the first half hour of the stream. and then later, and then after that, I'll just kind of fuck around with that idea and see what comes out of it. So if you have any suggestions for what I could do for those streams, please feel free to hit me up on Discord or yeah, Discord's probably the best way. Like PM me on there or just at me in glitch.cool or something like that. And yeah, because that would be cool. All right, and I think after this, the plan is to let's play this in the background a little bit. So the plan after this is to go raid Resident Language, I think, if he's on. So let's just check. Resident Language is on. Oh yeah, he's live. Oh, this is an ad. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna send y'all over there. Yeah, thanks. Really, I feel really thankful for this beautiful community. And but for real though, and yeah, hope to see y'all next week and have fun with Resident Language.